What you gonna do then? Now how frustrating it is to be reaching for something that you can't touch. Man, shit. Bad motherfucker. And at the end of the day, most motherfuckers can't make that transition. So they become frustrated. You have 1 million boxes, man. 1 million now. But can they transition? Nope. Young boy Tank Davis, you feel me? He hit hard. He a knockout artist. That's what he do. That's your style. Perfect your style. Tyson, knockout artist. He ain't get on no bike. You ain't never see Tyson bouncing around no break, slipping punches. You know he coming dead at your motherfucking head. He gonna knock your head off your shoulders or beat your body up so bad it's gonna weaken you. Your head gonna drop. Beat the body, the head collapse. He was dominant. But that was his field of expertise. Then it deal with condition. Holyfield, his level of condition was so motherfucking phenomenal. Even if you hit him on the chin, you feel me? You couldn't knock him out. He ain't never been knocked out in the history of boxing. Look at your boy Roy Jones. Bad motherfucker. One of the greatest, man. He stopped arrogance. He stopped conditioning himself. And he started getting knocked the fuck out. You know, it's just like Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was a bad motherfucker, football and baseball. You feel me? But when you divide it like that, you weaken your body, especially if you're in top shape. Had a hip injury. Trust his career. So I'm telling you, once you understand whatever field your expertise in, that's in life in general, and you use that as a focal point of who you are as a person, it's your job to, I'm talking about to the fullest, utilize that ability. You feel me? Tupac was a poet. The fuck? Fuck I look like getting in your lane. You feel me? If I'm successful in my own. That don't even make sense, man.
Do you believe in the idea of diversification?
Of course I do. If you're capable. You feel me? You have to be capable and you have to have evidence that you're capable. You don't get to wake up one motherfucking day and just be like, oh, I'm going to decide to do this. That's not how life works, man. You feel me? Doctors don't go to lawyers' convention and try to argue with them about law. That's not how that happens. Nor do a lawyer try to tell a doctor how to do surgery. I'm telling you, you have to understand what lane you are in. Some people are innovators. They are capable of creating lanes. But there's a small percentage of those individuals. And if you're not one of them, it's best to stay in your lane. You know, you got dudes in boxing. You got dudes go up in rank, in classes. They do it slow. Do you think a light middleweight gonna jump up and fuck with heavyweights? That ain't how that goes. That don't mean he can't gain the weight, but do you still have the ability and strength? Lil Wayne ain't ready to go and tell Jay-Z how to be no fucking businessman. That ain't how it go. Now on his level, a guy like me or you, he can inform us certain things, but I don't get to go to fucking... That's why I was a conflict with Bill Gates about this virus. Dude, you have no medical experience, but you coming out with the vaccine. You're a computer nerd. So people had a problem with that. You deal with viruses in the fucking computer, not human viruses. These two different things. But you created the vaccine.
On what agenda?
Right. You feel me? And if you got a company and specialists that do that, then you need one of them to be the representation of that, not you. Because we associate you with Apple products, not the human body. So it automatically become a conflict of interest, man. You know, I believe that you can diversify your understanding in a heartbeat, but are you going to have success from it? What's the purpose of doing it? For free rent? It's not how life goes, man. We're talking about success, true success. You know, elevating, conquering, like what we doing today. You feel me? Utilizing the fact that if you a runner, use it to benefit you. He won. Bang, bang, bang. Shoot down here, take care of this business, take care of this business. You feel me? If it's not working, then you need to change it up. No, people would tell you you need to continue. How long am I supposed to continue fucking utilizing energy into something that seems to not be successful? It's a saying, if the wheel ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, I ain't trying to reinvent the wheel, but it's multiple different wheels. I gotta find the one that roll with me. what worked for you might not work for me, man. And that's just the harsh reality. I'm not going to be humble enough and bow out gracefully and say, listen, this ain't working for me. Like the town. I love the fact of the success that I have made, but spiritually, it's just, I'm decaying in the inside. You know, I also, outside of business, I have a personal life. On a personal level, what's the purpose of having success and not being able to enjoy it? What's the purpose? So I'm going to die rich but miserable. I'm going to die rich but live miserable. No, man. That's not success, man. That's just having money. That's what they call that. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to, you know, get so caught up that I don't have no personal life, man, outside of the success that I'm chasing. We didn't watch from numerous individuals in history, great men that was miserable, man.
I was just talking about that. Robert Williams.
Right. Robert Williams, man. Killed himself. Killed himself. And now that I'm getting a little money, I see that
How it can
right. I mean it
indulge you.
right, it elevates you, but then it become the leading factor of who you are as a person. And I don't want that. I don't want to find myself in a situation where money is the only thing that I see.
But is that only because you might not possibly have enough yet?
Well, I mean,
respectfully, because you got way more than me. We know that.
Well, it depends what you say enough is. I mean,
but you get what I mean, though. You get the question, because I'm saying is that there has to be a point where you will have maybe possibly enough to where money will lose its importance to you because you have so much of it. You get what I mean, though?
I understand, but the thing is, it's not the money, the actual money itself. It's the perspective on the chase. Is it ever enough? Money?
Is it just enough? Do you think it's just another example of our addiction as addicts, our compulsiveness?
Of course. You know, we have a saying, money, property, and prestige, you know, divert us from our primary purpose. If I make money my primary purpose or prestige my primary purpose based off of the status of how people see me, then I lose the focus on my primary purpose. My primary purpose is to give back freely that was given to me, the level of freedom that I have today. I don't want to become a slave to money. You know, I don't want to become so indulged that I forget to live. That's draining, man. I watch individuals every day. You know, more money, more problems. Biggie said it best. I want my fair share, but what am I willing to do for it? Am I willing to sacrifice you, the people around me, you know? And I honestly believe it's lonely at the top, man. You know, I listen to dudes. It's never enough. It's just never enough, man. And I experienced that with drugs. I don't care how much I got, I wanted more, and more. So today I'm very cautious and conscious about the things that I pursue. I'm looking for more internal peace. Money can bring a lot of materialistic things, which is beautiful to have if you have a sense of understanding how far they can go when it comes to your happiness. And today I have a thorough understanding that materialistic things do not define who I am as a person.
Can I just get you to go back a little bit just to ask you a question? You had said that you talked about me and you talked about this the other day in the car about a passing the torch moment, and you just also said that it's lonely at the top. Do you think that that's one of the reasons why it's lonely at the top? Because people's inability to try to pull people up to where they are, or fear, or self-esteem issue of I want to be above other people, and not really pulling people up.
Well,
You get what I mean? Though, you get the question.
Of course I do. I think that ties into the prestige part. You know, when I was talking about passing the torch, you know, we live in we suffer from a disease that's rooted in self-centeredness. You know, that's backed by 100 forms of different levels of fear. You know, we live in a generation now, no one has passed the torch. So if I don't take in consideration of the generation that come behind me, then I'm being selfish. I'm being selfish. You know, I have to gracefully bow out and pass the torch, because it's the perspective of passing the torch that become the bar. It's become the understanding. And I don't want to pass the torch when I'm at my worst state in life. You know, I want to pass it when I'm healthy. We live in a democracy. We live in a situation where they don't allow the United States president to live forever. They have created a bar that they have to pass the torch in 4 years, right? Because man becomes so consumed with his own agenda based off pleasurable things that he won't pass the torch. We fallible creatures, man. So I would like to implement a system because everybody ain't worthy of having a torch. The torch. You know, and when they time come, are they going to gracefully bow out and say, Mo, I pass it with you with honors, man. I need you to make sure this flame stay lit. As a people right now, people want to die with the torch. They want to be buried with the torch, man. And it's not theirs to hold forever. So now I got to dig your grave up to get the torch out. And you wonder why I have resentment towards you. You wonder why we don't follow each other because no example has been set. Martin Luther King, unfortunately, was assassinated, you know, for his service for the people. So was Malcolm X. But we talking about dudes that didn't have the ability to pass the torch. We live in a society where people can say what they want about our previous president, Donald Trump. People can say what they want, but he had his kids standing right there with him. That's a form of passing the torch. He just told me that the kids moving out here, that's a form of passing the torch. You have to pass the torch, man. We live in a society where bloodline is everything, man. If I don't take the time to invest in my son to pass the torch, or a fellow young man that's up under me, then how do my legacy live on? How's it even capable? But if I'm not conscious and my, my own selfish desires get in the way, and I'm more worried about money, property, and prestige, the things that I possess in the way that I'm being perceived in society, then I won't pass the torch because of the instant gratification that I'm receiving from this attention. Won't allow me to take in consideration the people that come behind me. I'm too busy being consumed about what they're going to write about me in the books of the Europeans of America, man. And that's just the harsh reality. So I try to stay conscious to understand that I have a duty to pass the torch when my time comes. You know, it's sad that you look at boxing, people don't retire or they come out of retirement and wind up getting knocked out because they didn't want to pass the torch. We look at these major guys in the industry, and you will wonder why they didn't get somebody to follow behind them, why they didn't pass the torch in the midst of them having that limelight. You know, they wait till the torch burn out, then they want to ride the wave of someone else's torch. That's not how that goes. Look at T.I. Who did you pull up? Who did you pull up? Now you want to come back on the back end because your light is dimming and use another platform. But in the midst of your shine, you didn't pull nobody up. You didn't pass the torch. So it's a very delicate situation, especially as a people. We have to learn to pass the torch. You know, unfortunately, we be from a society that creates situations that we wasn't capable of passing the torch, but we have to take the initiative to understand the importance of passing the torch. You know.
Do you feel like it's an underlying thing of just people of a competitive spirit, opposed to like the idea of like where you have and maybe another person doesn't have, and that helps you with your self-esteem? So instead of allowing somebody to reach where you're at, and maybe even a faster pace than you reached it at, that you would keep a person down and not pass. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like you made it as a rapper now. So instead of just going, I'm going to sign everybody else as a rapper because then they become my competition, now I'm afraid to sign these people as rappers because I don't want to have to compete with them people, and that is scary. You get what I'm saying?
That's a selfish perspective. At the end of the day, we all grow old. You know, Jay-Z legacy is no longer relied on Jay-Z rap music itself. His legacy have expanded because he put his people in position to be a representation of Jay-Z. And if I do it properly, then you could never be competition towards me. We allies. I put you in position, and if I do it in an honorable manner, then you gonna tote my name. I don't have to no longer come out here. You're a representation of what I am. You know, that's insane. If I come get you, you know, I'm from the blackest city in America. AC was considered chocolate city when I was raised. So when it comes to energy and competing against each other, the bar was set so high that you had to excel or you instantly was a loser. So despite that, I still had a generation that come behind me on a personal note. You know, you come up with a family setting. You know what I mean? You had a discussion earlier that you feel compelled to elevate because you don't want to be the loser of your family. That's passing a torch. That's elevating. It's a concept. It's not so much of a physical thing. It's a concept. What have I given? What have I left behind? As an honorable man, what have I left behind? A legacy that's going to be diminished or a concept that's going to live forever? Legacies become diminished over a period of time, man. I like the Dr. Dre and them, they done their own documentary before they died. They didn't let someone else tell their story. They told it themselves. A lot of people had a conflict with that. But why wouldn't I narrate my own story while I'm alive and let somebody come behind me and tell parts of my story that might not be true? So we're talking about the harsh reality and not buying into a system, you know, that don't work for us, man. I'm talking about it haven't worked for us. So when do we create our own system, man? When do I come to the conclusion that my son is my torch? What did I put in him? But I expect him to have something in him that I didn't put. Why you acting like this? What you mean why I'm acting like this? You didn't teach me no other way. Right. So what's the difference? You know, if we don't step up and create an example of what to follow, then how can we have an expectation of them to conduct themselves a certain way? Right now, who's the productive individual overall for a black generation like us that's toting the torch? Obama was, you know, he was set aside due to the fact that he was the United States president. You know, he represented the United States. That was every race in the United States. But as young black men growing up in America, outside of rap, and the reason I say rap, because they have a verbiage that they spit. Basketball players, they only have a season. They don't do a lot of talking. They do a lot of performing. So right now, who do we follow? Who's setting the bar? Because it's always a bar. Who's setting the bar of how we conduct ourselves? And is it acceptable? And that's the beauty, man. We have the opportunity as young black men to create a bar. Right now, we have no one that's dictating as a whole for who we are as a people. So we run around. For the young girls, we got Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. You think I want my 3-year-old daughter twerking? I know the percentage. If I don't step up and position my granddaughter, then I know the percentage of what she's going to go through. If I don't create a situation today for her, she's done. She's done. You know, because of the people that we allow other people to promote for us and become the voice. We can say, oh, I don't listen to no Cardi B, but we ain't talking about you personally. We talking about society as a whole. She ain't the fucking number one rapper female for nothing. So this is what we have to consider, you know, who's taking the torch for us as a people? Who's the modern day Martin Luther King? All this division that's going on. Who have stepped up? So you take a president, a man of color, and you put him in office. He's partially representing us based off of the color of his skin, in which we happy. It was a major milestone for us as a people. But on a personal level, since we perceived as black men in this country, who's holding the torch? Who's setting the standard of what a black man should be, other than the rappers?
We just want our respect. Don't be chirping me after this. When they tell me that they love me, I just want respect.